So, hello Ruby, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, sir. What about you?
Yes, I'm pretty well, doing fantastic in my life by the grace of Almighty God and trying to add some value in my overall personality. Thanks for your kind concern.
So, may I know about yourself, sir?
Sure, why not? I would be more than happy to tell about myself. Well, my name is Shiv and I born and brought up in India. My state name is Uttarakhand. I'm a center company employee and I'm done with my master in English, master in commerce, and this year I'm pursuing my master in economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through online applications. And I'm a YouTuber. I do have my own YouTube channel in order to teach English and by the name of English with Teacher Shiv. So this is all from my side. If you want to know something else, please feel free to ask.
Okay. So, do you teach to student as well?
I do teach to everyone. It's not about students and all because, well, I'm not a professional English trainer, but what I teach based on my 3.5 year experience because I've been speaking English for the last 3.5 years, and just based on that experience, I'm acknowledging people who are literally inquisitive and passionate to master this language.
I love your accent. How did you
So,
adopt? I love your accent.
oh,
Accent.
thanks a lot. I don't even know do I have an accent or not, but yes, many people have said the same thing to me that sometime when we are going to listen to you, you don't even sound like an Indian person. You sound that you are from any other country. But in my case, honestly speaking, I don't believe on accent and all. What I believe on it is correct pronunciation, which means if you know how to pronounce a word correctly as it should be pronounced, so anyone can understand you no matter which part of world and globe he or she has belongs to. So this is
Yes.
what I believe.
Is that how did you adopt this kind of accent? Because really fascinating for me.
Mm, well, I've been talking to many native speakers around the world from United States, United Kingdom, Canada, London, and New Zealand, Australia. So based on that conversation, I got a bit influence of the accent on my spoken English. Although I haven't tried to learn any accent, neither American nor British, but it happens. Sometime when you involve yourself in any kind of environment, you got a bit influence of that environment in your personality. And that same happened with my spoken English. Moreover, I've been practicing IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet. I'm not sure whether you heard about it or not, but there are 44 different sounds, like 24 consonant and 20 vowel sound, which you need to practice, and each and every single sound is different from each other. So there you need to train your mouth muscles. You have to think about your glottal sounds, and like in short, I would say you have to work on your minimal pairs. So just because of that practice, my way of speaking got a bit different as compared to the people who are from India and they speak a very normal standard English. So that could be a reason. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Exactly when did you start your speaking? Like 4 years.
Well, as I shared before, it's been 3.5 years. I've been speaking English, but as I did my schooling from Hindi medium school, so I was such a terrible and horrifying speaker in terms of spoken English. And in short, I would say that I started from scratches, from zero. So I started my learning from ground, and I started doing practice every single day because I was so consistent towards my practice. And at the same time, I was so passionate and enthusiastic in terms of learning this language. So in the equation of being master this language, all you have to focus on your learning in your practice. And the more you are going to honest with yourself while doing practice, you're going to get hold and command on this language, certainly.
Okay. I mean, you are too good, mind blowing. Yeah. Your accent, your pronunciation, and way of speaking is too good.
Thanks for your compliments and the adjectives that you are using for me. I would take this as a compliment and gratitude at the same time, and it means me a lot. Thanks.
Yeah. So my one first question is that, like I'm also a learner, even though a lot of people they are facing the same problem. How we can think in English? It's also a big deal for every person. So yeah, you are a tutor, so you can just you have idea. You have a lot of idea how you can think.
Yeah, first of all, I must appreciate you for asking this beautiful question to me because not only you, but also there are so many colons who have been facing the same problem. When they speak, they usually follow the traditional and conventional method of translation, which I
Yes.
would say is totally wrong. What we do, for example, if you are asking to any question to me in English, what will I do? First, I'll translate your question in my own native language. So, क्या बोला? Sure. Then I will translate in my mind. I'll translate the answer of that question again in my native language. Then I will again translate that answer into English, and then I will speak. Then I'll answer, and it's a very lengthy process. And just because of this lengthy process, you are going to be stuck and fumble in between, right? So all you have to do is just try to adapt, acquire, and develop a modern technique of thinking English. But the question is, how?
How?
How
Yes.
can we think in English? So there
Very
are some
hard.
5 steps that I'm going to share with you. Number one, talk to yourself. For that, you can record your own audio. Take a topic for yourself and start just keep phone in your mobile hand and start recording and start speaking about the topic, right, for the next 10 or 15 minutes. And after completing your spoken part, just listen to your recording carefully, right, and make a validation for yourself. And validation should be very honest, right, that whatever you wanted to speak, have you spoken on the same way, or is there any variation, right? If there is any variation, try to find out, work on it. Rule number two, mirror practice. I hope you heard about it. It's very common, but quite effective. Mirror practice is something when you have to sit in front of mirror and you have to start talking about anything, whatever comes in your mind. Or, for example, if you have fought with your friends and you want to just throw your angerness, so you can just come in front of mirror and start saying everything, whatever you want to say your friend with whom you have fought. All right. So it could be anything, but this is how you are going to develop the thought process. Okay, मुझे क्या बोलना है? Okay, I'll speak in the same way. I'll use this word, right? This is the second thing. Now, third thing is that is called story narration. Just create an hypothetical situation for yourself. You can consider yourself the princess of Wonderland, and then you can start narrating the story. For example, once upon a time, there was a king. He was so atrocious in nature. He was so terrible and cruel. He always tried to irritate his own public. So, like this, you will start focusing and suppressing in your brain in order to think about the story first. You have to use your imagination, right? Imagination power. And when you start using your imagination, you are going to come up with different vocabs, sentence formation, grammar rules. Like I'm talking about something which happened already in past. So what kind of sentence I should use? What should be the rule, right? So this is a third technique. Sorry. Fourth, picture description. I
Okay.
hope, like whenever you are in home, you can see a lot of paintings are there in wall. There are so many posters, calendars. In fact, not only at home, out of your home, whenever you move somewhere, you can see some banners, posters. You don't need to waste your time. Just look at that banner poster and start creating your own picture, own imagination, story. Like you can start describing that picture in your own words, whatever comes in your mind, right? At that point of time, you don't need to think about your mistakes. Oh God, what shall I speak? Shall I speak this or this, have or has no? Forget about camera, just focus about only your thinking English power, right? Now, last but not least, and very effective one, that is called writing. And what you
Okay.
have to write? Journal writing. I don't know how many you have experienced, but in my case, I have experience and I'm sharing with my experience. Whenever you write something, you must be thinking first. What shall I
Yes.
write?
Yes.
It could
Yes.
be any application, essay, article, whatever. Before writing, you always think first, right? So if you are being habituated to write something every single day, so this is how your brain is going to work in a double speed, like 24 into 7, you can think about it, right? And by writing, you can use your some creative content that you want to include it in writing stuff, right? And sorry, I forget about one step. I don't know you are interested or not, but it's really something that I want to say. Whenever you sleep, before hitting the bed, I want you to just narrate your whole day in your mind. It will take only 10 to 15 minutes. Switch off your light, close your eyes, be relaxed, calm, and then start thinking about your whole day. When did you wake up? Then after waking up, what you have done. Okay, you went for morning like that, right? So you have to rate your whole day. Yeah, that's all.
But the main problem is that now whenever we are trying to speak with ourselves, so all you know about mistake is also, even I also think about I'm making mistake here and there every time occurring in my mind. And most of the learners they are also saying the same problem with me. How can I rectify my mistake? How can I just solve my problem? Most of the learner, even though I say I'm a learner, how can I give this kind of answer? I'm also a learner. I'm also facing bunch of problems. Most of the learners they ask me the same questions, and I'm not capable.
Uh, can you please tell me the name of a single guy in this whole world to whom you can consider that he is not making any mistake?
Yeah,
Is there
everyone
any?
make mistakes. Yeah, everyone when make mistake. I know no one is perfect.
Everyone makes mistakes. Teachers make mistakes. Native speakers make mistakes. We are
Yes,
just
yes.
beginners. We are just co-learners. Why can't we? Number two, are you a god?
No, we are human beings.
I'm a I. I'm not also
Yeah.
God. I'm a human being. And for human beings, mistakes are allowed. Keep
Yes.
making mistakes. Right? Number three, until unless you are not going to make mistake. Can you say that you are learning something new? Okay, for example, you know how to play guitar. Okay, you have learned it. After learning that how to play guitar, will you make any mistake? You will not, because you have already learned how to play guitar.
Yes.
In initial state, you have committed some mistakes, accept it. But after that you have learned, you are not going to make any mistake, right? So rule is simple. Whenever you learn something new in your life, do something in your life, you always make mistakes.
Mistake is
Just
part
think
of life.
about the baby, yeah, who just crawl and try to stand and run. He always fall down, but he didn't quit. He again stand up and then start doing the same. And one day he is able to run, walk, and everything, right? So mistakes are something that we can't even separate from our life because our mistakes and our learning goes hands hands together. At certain point, we can eliminate our mistake to some extent, but we can't even eliminate it completely. I can't tell you the name of any guy in whole world that who can consider himself as a complete, flawless speaker, no matter which language he is speaking, either Hindi, English,
Day
whatever.
day before yesterday, I was watching one like a broadcast, and he was continuously using people's like I forgot the name. Yeah, he was really reputed personality. He was. Then I
So
thought
that's
that
what I'm
everyone
saying.
makes mistakes.
That when these kind of celebrities or
Yes.
prominent and eminent personalities are making mistakes, so where we do stand, we are just learner, right? So whenever someone will ask you this question, you can answer in this way. And on the top nose, you can say mistake could be your biggest teacher, honestly. When you make
Yes.
mistake, you will be able to know where are you lacking. I've seen many times people use say, I'm doing mistake. He
Make
he does mistake. He did mistake. The very first thing I want to let you know, all of you guys, that we are not allowed to use D word with mistake. Because when you are doing something, it means you are doing something intentionally, desperately, deliberately, knowingly, willingly, cautiously, right? And I don't think so. Like anyone is making mistake intentionally. Like I want to make mistake. Okay, let make it right. So never say I'm doing mistake. Rather, you have to say making mistake. Done mistake, no. Made mistake. Does mistake, no. Makes mistake, right? So we often make these kind of mistakes. So we shouldn't worry about it because mistake could be your best teacher. These mistakes can tell you that what are your loopholes where you have to work on, right?
yes,
It will allow you to overcome with your shortcomings and drawbacks which you have in terms of your spoken English. And this is the best way that you can become a flawless speaker. In fact, when I'm speaking, since we started talking with each other, I have committed more than 30 mistakes which are related to grammar only, or maybe something else, right? But who cares? So this is all I can say about mistakes. And the time when you are talking to yourself, ask yourself, what was your intention? Was your intention to identify your mistake or your intention to gain your confidence, to develop your thinking English power,
yes,
right?
yes.
So
Start with
many
ourselves.
times I have seen people, whenever they are listening to others or observing others, they are not observing and listening to others for the sake of learning and acquiring something. Rather, they want to find out their mistake, where she is making mistake. Then I will try to mock her, troll her, right? And this is why people think. So
Yeah, more
uh, in this world, people are going to judge you, mock at you, troll you, but I
because we
want
have
you
a
to
mental mindset. Most of the time we
exactly,
just, yeah, but we don't do
yeah,
this.
just take it out and be
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you for giving me such a beautiful answers. Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yes.
Actually, I've been encountered with by these questions in my academic sessions, so that's why I'm being trained to myself that how can I tackle those questions? And when you are going to answer something in a different way, definitely those who are asking this question to they can understand as you are making some sense to them, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm happy to connect with you again. And truly speaking, it was a really productive, constructive, and phenomenal conversation with you. And I've enjoyed this session. Hopefully, you as well.
Yes,
Thanks
of course.
for connecting with me.
Yeah, it was my pleasure talking to you, sir. Yeah. And thank you for giving me
Okay,
such a beautiful answers, fruitful answers. Okay. Yeah.
likewise. So, bye bye. Take care. Keep talking, keep learning, keep sharing, keep improving, and wish you all the best for your bright future and English journey. Be the best version of yourself. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, sir.